My beloved child, can you feel it? Something deep within you has been stirring, something ancient and true. You are not imagining it, you are not alone. I am speaking directly to your heart, to your weariness, to your questions. The veil is thinning, and the truth is breaking through. You have been prepared for such a time as this. Solaced and carefully every word, Isaiah, is part of the you've been praying for. Do not scroll away. Do not silence this voice. This is the moment that could shift everything. Are you ready to hear what you were always meant to know? Then stay with me. The end, because your journey begins now. Do you feel it? The restlessness that stirs in the quiet when the world finally stops shouting and you're left alone with your thoughts. This isn't meaningless anxiety or an empty ache. It's the tug of eternity I placed within you before you ever took your first breath. It's the pulse of purpose, the holy whisper that won't let you settle for mere survival in a world obsessed with distraction. I know how often you try to numb that feeling, how often you fill your hours with noise, your minutes with motion, your soul with scrolling. You move quickly because stillness forces you to confront the one question you haven't yet answered. Why am I really here? You're not here by accident. I didn't form you in the secret places of the womb only for you to wander through life without clarity. Before your eyes ever opened to the light, I already knew your name, your strengths, your seasons of confusion, and even your temptations to give up. You've walked through days where your identity felt blurred, where your sense of value was tethered to the validation of others, where your dreams seemed either too far or too fragile to trust again. But I was there, and I am still here. Every distraction that clamors for your attention isn't just noise, it's a tactic. The world offers you an endless buffet of options, convincing you that fulfillment lies in being everything at once. But this is a lie, meant to exhaust you. The truth is simpler and stronger. You were never meant to be everything, but you were created to be something specific, something sacred. I authored a path for you that no one else can walk. But to see it clearly, you must first return your gaze to me. You must allow me to show you what truly matters, beyond the buzz of updates and the pull of appearances. You feel lost sometimes because the compass of your soul wasn't built to follow algorithms or opinions. It was crafted to respond to my voice, and I have never stopped speaking. You've simply been surrounded by so much noise that my whispers have been buried, but they are still there, echoing in the things that make your heart beat faster with joy, stirring in the quiet moments when you feel most alive. These aren't coincidences, they are clues. They are the breadcrumbs leading you back to the life you were meant to live. This isn't about performance or perfection, it's about connection. It's about recognizing that your deepest longings aren't flaws to be managed, but signals of the divine design I wrote into your being. You want your life to matter, not because you are proud, but because you were created in my image. And my image carries weight, meaning, glory. The world tells you to chase more status, more speed, more success. But I call you to slow down so you can go deeper. I call you not to perform for applause, but to move with purpose. I call you not to blend in, but to rise, to shine, to reflect the unique piece of my heart that only you carry. There's a reason you've always felt tension when your life becomes too noisy. There's a reason silence both scares you and draws you, because in that silence, your true self is revealed. The self I crafted with intention. And though the distractions of this world try to drown out that voice, they cannot erase it. The world may pull you in 1,000 directions, but I only need you to return to one, mine. You were not created to endlessly chase answers. You were created to walk with the one who is the answer. That is where your peace begins. That is where your strength will be restored. I don't demand that you understand everything today. I ask only that you draw near enough to hear me again. Let the fog of confusion lift. Let the illusions of comparison melt. Let the chains of productivity loosen their grip. I'm not asking you to do more. I'm inviting you to become more by resting in the truth of who you already are in me. Purpose doesn't start with a plan. It begins with presence, my presence, and I am here. I have always been, even when you wandered, even when you forgot, even when you doubted if I still had something meaningful for you. My plan never wavered. I was never disappointed in your delay. I knew every step it would take to bring you to this moment of awakening. And now, here you are. We are together and it begins again. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not disqualified. You are becoming. You are discovering. You are awakening to the reason you exist. I don't waste pain. I don't lose track of my children. I don't forget what I've spoken over your life. Even when you forgot how to dream, I protected your dream. Even when you abandoned the path, I preserved the path. And now I am calling you home, to clarity, to peace, to purpose. Let go of the lie that you must have it all figured out. Let go of the pressure to prove your worth through constant activity. Let go of the fear that you've missed your chance. If you are still breathing, then your purpose is still breathing too. And I am ready to show you what it looks like to live with meaning again. The noise of this world may be loud, but my voice is stronger. And today, if you choose to listen, you will begin to hear what you've been longing for all along. Not the answer to every question, but the presence of the one who walks with you through them all. You wonder why clarity feels so distant, why direction seems to slip through your fingers just when you think you've found it. But clarity was never meant to be built on the shifting sands of the world's expectation. It grows instead from communion with me, the one who knit you together, the one who sees every layer of your being. I know the questions that haunt you. I see the way you wrestle with choices, the weight you carry in trying to be enough for everyone and everything. But I never called you to carry that burden. I called you to come close. You weren't made to find your purpose in isolation. You weren't made to chase after meaning as if it were some distant star you must earn. No, I have placed purpose within you like a seed. And it doesn't grow through striving. It grows through surrender. It blossoms in the soil of intimacy with me. When you are willing to stop running and finally be still long enough to let me speak. You've been chasing your calling like a puzzle to solve, but it was always meant to unfold like a relationship, to be discovered, not demanded, revealed, not rushed. There are layers to who you are that even you haven't seen yet, but I see them all. Every skill that comes naturally to you, every passion that burns just beneath the surface, every spark of joy you feel when you lose yourself in what you love, that's me reminding you who you are. These aren't random traits. They are fingerprints of divine design. I embedded them in your soul long before you ever wondered what they meant. They are clues, not just to what you're good at, but to what you were made for. Yet, I know how the world tries to distort that beauty. It tells you to monetize your gifts, to perform your passions for approval, to measure your value by productivity. But when I gave you your purpose, I didn't tie it to numbers or applause. I tied it to love. Love for me, love for others, love for the life I've given you. And that kind of love cannot be commodified. It must be protected, nurtured, treasured. When your purpose is rooted in love, it becomes immovable, even when everything else around you shifts. I never meant for you to walk through life confused, but sometimes confusion becomes the catalyst that brings you back to me. When all your options blur together, when the doors you thought were yours remain closed, when the future seems foggy, I'm not punishing you. I'm inviting you to pause, to come away from the noise and sit with me again. Not to get more answers, but to remember that being with me is the answer. That no matter how unclear the path may feel, you're not walking it alone. You've been taught to believe that purpose looks like grandeur, like something big and loud and obvious. But some of the most powerful purposes are hidden in the quiet acts of faithfulness, the unnoticed kindness, the silent prayers, the consistent yes to me, even when no one else sees. I measure greatness differently than the world does. I don't count your worth by visibility, but by obedience. And every time you choose to seek me first, even when everything around you pushes you to do otherwise, I see it, I honor it, and I shape you through it. It's okay if you don't know the full picture yet. That's not your burden to bear. You're not the architect. You're the vessel. I carry the blueprints. I know where this is going, and I promise it's good. Not because it will always feel easy, but because I am with you through it all, even in the waiting, even in the silence, even in the moments that make no sense. Your purpose is not a destination. It is a posture of heart, a willingness to say, "Here I am, Lord, use me." You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Their path was never meant to match yours. I don't create duplicates. I create originals. There is no one else who carries what you carry. And when you stop looking sideways, when you stop trying to fit your life into someone else's mold, you will begin to taste the freedom of becoming who you truly are. That freedom is where purpose flourishes, not in imitation, but in authenticity. Let me remind you again, I didn't forget you. I'm not silent because I'm absent. Sometimes I am silent because I am drawing you into deeper trust. When you don't feel me, still follow. When you don't see the next step, still say yes to me. That is where transformation begins. That is where true purpose ignites. Not when you have all the answers, but when you learn to walk with me even in the dark. You are not lost, beloved. You are being led. You are being shaped. You are being invited into a life more sacred than you dared to imagine. One where purpose is not a burden, but a blessing. One where identity is not achieved, but received. One where your soul finally feels at home because it is rooted in me. Redefining your identity. You may not realize it, but many of the battles you faced, the weariness, the comparison, the tug of war inside your mind, stem from one central wound: forgetting who you are in me. This world is relentless in trying to rewrite your identity. It tells you that you are what you produce, that your worth hinges on attention and applause, that your story must mirror the success of others, or else it lacks value. But I never defined you by their metrics. I have always seen you through eyes of truth, and I'm calling you back to that truth now. You are not what you lack. You are not what others see. You are not the sum of your failures or the applause of your victories. You are mine, formed in love, sealed with purpose, chosen before time. When I look at you, I don't see confusion. I see calling. I don't see disappointment. I see destiny. You don't have to perform for me. You don't have to become someone else. I'm not waiting for a future version of you to begin working through your life. I am already moving now through who you are in this very moment. And yet I know how the voices around you try to drown mine out. The world says, be more, but I say, be still. The world says, hustle harder, but I whisper, rest in me. You are not falling behind, you are being refined. Every moment you feel overlooked, I am watching. Every time you feel unworthy, I am reminding you. The world may not validate you, but I already did. Through my breath that gave you life, through the sacrifice that proved your value, through the calling I placed within you before you even knew how to speak my name. You carry a light that isn't meant to dim just because others don't understand it. You were never meant to shrink to fit into spaces that cannot contain your purpose. And the unease you feel when you do is not a flaw. It's your spirit resisting what I never asked of you. That discomfort isn't disobedience. It's alignment trying to rise. Stop apologizing for the way you were made. I don't make mistakes. I don't call accidents. I don't speak without reason. Every detail of your being was intentionally designed for the mission I have placed before you. And yes, there is a mission. It's not always loud. It may not be flashy, but it is eternal. It's in the way you love when it's hard, in the strength you show when others would collapse, in the quiet resilience that keeps saying yes when everything in you feels tired. It's in the fire you carry for justice, for creativity, for healing, for truth. It's in the tears you shed for what's broken, and in the joy that erupts when something finally comes to life in your spirit. That is purpose in motion. That is me moving through you. Stop waiting for a title to feel significant. Stop waiting for recognition to feel real. Stop waiting for the perfect season to begin living fully. You don't need permission from the world to walk in what I've already placed inside you. You don't need more accolades. You need more awareness of what's already yours. Look again at the gifts I've given you, not with the eyes of comparison, but with the clarity of gratitude. What you have is holy. What you carry is sacred. And the moment you stop dismissing it, you will begin to see just how powerfully I intend to use it. But you must protect that identity. You must guard it against the lies that whisper, "You're not enough," or "It's too late," or "Someone else could do it better." Those voices are not mine. I never ask you to compete. I invite you to contribute. I don't call you to perform. I call you to participate in something eternal. My work in you is not fragile. It doesn't disappear when you doubt or delay. I am patient, I am present, and I am relentless in my love for you. If only you could see yourself the way I see you, how quickly you would rise, how boldly you would speak, how freely you would live. You would no longer hesitate or shrink or second-guess your worth. You would run not away from yourself, but into the fullness of who I created you to be. And that is what I'm leading you toward, even now. Not a new version of you, but the true version, freed from fear, anchored in truth, alive with purpose. You may not feel ready, but readiness was never the requirement. Willingness was, and I see that in you. Even when you doubt, even when you hesitate, I see the spark, I see the hope, I see the yes beneath the questions, and that's enough for me to begin. Healing and purpose. You've been wounded by expectation, your own and others. Somewhere along the way, the pressure to get everything right became a weight you didn't know how to carry. You internalized the idea that your value depended on doing rather than being, on outcomes rather than obedience. And every time you fell short of the image you thought you had to maintain, shame crept in and whispered lies about who you are. That shame has stayed longer than it should. It has built a home in places meant for joy. But I am here now to cleanse those inner rooms. I am here to expose the lie and reveal the truth. Shame has no authority in my presence. It never did. I don't hold your failures over your head like chains. I don't replay your mistakes like accusations. You may think your missteps have disqualified you, but I see them as moments that shape humility, deepen wisdom, and carve out a heart more ready to depend on me. I am not surprised by your shortcomings. I don't recoil from your weakness. My grace isn't offered after you fix yourself. It is the very power that lifts you when you cannot stand on your own. Some of the most powerful movements in your life will come from the places that once felt broken, not because the brokenness itself is good, but because what I redeem, I also glorify. When you let me into the places you've hidden, your doubts, your regrets, your unspoken pain, I don't bring condemnation, I bring restoration. And that restoration is not only for you. Others will be healed because you dared to be healed. Others will find freedom because you stopped pretending and started allowing me to work through your story. You may be carrying guilt for decisions you made in confusion or desperation. I know every detail of those moments, and still I call you mine. Still I call you chosen. Still I speak purpose over your life. Don't let what happened yesterday become the ceiling of what I want to do through you today. Your past doesn't scare me. It doesn't weaken your purpose. If anything, it positions you to walk with a depth and compassion that only comes from walking through the fire and finding me there. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for surrender. And you don't have to come to me polished. You just have to come. I can work with honesty. I can move through a heart that says, I'm tired, but I'm here. That's the kind of surrender that opens the heavens. That's the kind of humility that invites purpose to take root in the soil of your real, messy, beautiful humanity. So stop waiting to feel worthy. Stop waiting until you no longer struggle. You were never meant to become perfect before you walked in your calling. You are meant to become holy by walking closely with me. And in that walk, I do the shaping, I do the refining, I do the healing. You just say yes. You keep showing up. You keep letting me in. That is how purpose is formed, in the daily, sacred practice of trust. And oh, how I love you. Not the future version of you. Not the cleaned up, always confident version. I love you now. I see the flickers of courage in your eyes. I see the silent prayers you whisper when no one else is listening. I see the ache you carry, the longing to do something that matters, to live a life that makes a difference. That longing is holy. That ache is not emptiness. It's preparation. And if you let me, I will take that ache and breathe into it something eternal. You don't need to keep punishing yourself for not being where you thought you'd be. Growth is rarely linear. Healing is never a straight line, but you are moving forward, even when it feels like standing still. And I am moving with you. I don't measure your progress by outward success, but by inward surrender. Every tear you've cried, every step you've taken despite fear, every moment you've chosen me over comfort, that is progress, that is power. That is purpose in motion. I know you get tired. I know the process feels slow, but I promise you this, nothing is wasted. No delay, no detour, no disappointment will cancel what I have destined for your life. I will redeem even the most painful chapters. I will use them not to shame you, but to show others that nothing is beyond my reach. Your story is not over. In fact, the part where purpose blooms is just beginning. Overcoming fear. You've carried fear longer than you realize. It has disguised itself in so many forms: overthinking, hesitation, perfectionism, even apathy. It whispers that you must control everything or you'll lose everything. It lies and says that failure will define you, that mistakes will ruin you, that you are safer in hiding than in stepping out. But fear was never your counselor. It was never your master. It doesn't come from me. And today I'm asking you to name it, not to empower it, but to strip it of its false authority over your life. Fear always exaggerates. It magnifies the unknown and minimizes the truth. It tells you your purpose is too risky, that your dream is too big, that your voice is too small. But I hold time in my hands. I see what you cannot, and I will not let you fall without catching you in grace. If you truly knew how present I am, how fiercely I guard your journey, you would not let fear steal another moment of your peace. I haven't asked you to leap without me. I have invited you to walk with me, and I will not walk you into harm. I will walk you into holy ground. What you fear most is often the very area where I want to show myself strong. I'm not interested in building a life for you that never challenges you. I'm interested in growing you into the person I created you to be, someone who doesn't just avoid darkness, but overcomes it. That's why I've allowed certain situations to stretch you, not to break you, but to reveal the depth of strength and faith that I've placed inside you. You were never meant to be paralyzed by what-ifs. You were meant to move in confidence, even when your hands tremble. Don't confuse fear with discernment. There will always be moments when I ask you to pause, to wait, to be still. But when it's truly me speaking, there is peace, even in the pause. When fear speaks, it brings dread, anxiety, and confusion. My voice brings clarity, even if not all the answers are visible. My voice brings calm in the middle of chaos, direction in the fog, courage in the tension. Learn to recognize that difference, and you'll begin to walk with a confidence that fear cannot touch. I have gone before you, Every step I ask you to take, I have already walked. Every door I open, I hold in place. When I close a door, it's not rejection, it's redirection. I see the traps ahead. I know what would drain your spirit, what would distract your heart, what would delay your destiny. So when I say wait, trust me. And when I say go, move. Even if it scares you, especially when it scares you. Because on the other side of that fear is growth. On the other side is intimacy with me. On the other side is a version of you that fear cannot control anymore. I've seen the way you wrestle with decisions, the long nights, the spiraling thoughts, the prayers that begin strong but end in silence because you don't know what to say anymore. But I hear even your silence. I interpret every sigh, every groan, every wordless cry, and I respond not with judgment, but with comfort. I draw close. I surround you with a peace that defies logic, and I whisper again what I've said from the beginning. Do not be afraid. I am with you. You won't find purpose in a place where fear is your guide. You'll find survival there, yes, but not fulfillment. You'll find safety, but not growth. I'm not asking you to be reckless. I'm asking you to be brave. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's choosing truth despite it. It's stepping out because you trust me more than you trust the fear. That's the kind of courage that shifts generations. That's the kind of faith that shapes eternity. Every giant you face is already defeated in me. Every wall that feels too high, every voice that tells you you can't, I've already silenced them with my authority. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing. Super thanks. From $50 to $100. I am the one who lifts your head when shame tries to bow it. I am the one who strengthens your knees when they shake. I don't grow weary, I don't leave mid-battle, and I don't forget my promises. I fight for you, I walk with you, I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Fear may try to follow you, but it cannot stop you unless you let it. And you don't have to let it. You have the right to walk in freedom, not because you've earned it, but because I've declared it. I bought that freedom with my love, and it's yours now. So stand tall, speak truth, create boldly, lead with compassion, love without restraint. Move with the knowing that I am your covering, your strength, your source. You have nothing to prove and nothing to fear, not when you walk with me. The power of stillness. There is a rhythm to my voice, one that calms your storm and stills your striving. But you must come close enough to hear it. You live in a world that celebrates noise. Busyness is praised, overcommitment is rewarded, and silence is misunderstood. But I have never shouted for your attention. I have always whispered. I meet you in the stillness, not the spotlight, in the pause, not the performance, in the hush between your questions, not in the clamor of endless doing. You weren't created to be a machine of achievement. You were formed to walk with me, to listen, to know, to be. Your purpose isn't something you chase outside of yourself. It is something you uncover by coming deeper into me. The world says, find your truth, but I say, come and let me reveal the truth I've already written within you. This isn't about adding more tasks, more titles, more goals. It's about subtracting the noise that has made you forget who you are. It's about unlearning what was never yours to carry. Your identity isn't built in the striving. It is discovered in surrender. When was the last time you sat with me? Not to ask, not to perform, but simply to be. When was the last time you allowed silence to be sacred? In that quiet, there is healing. In that stillness, there is clarity. The distractions don't define you, but they can drown me out if you let them. And that's why I'm calling you back to simplicity. Not because I want you to do less, but because I want you to hear more. I want you to remember what your heart sounds like when it isn't competing with 1,000 voices. I want you to feel the weight of my presence without rushing to explain it. There is power in rest, not the kind of rest the world preaches, the shallow escape that leaves you numb, but the kind of rest that roots you, that reconnects you to the source of your life, that teaches you to breathe again in the rhythms of grace. When you rest in me, I rebuild you. I restore what striving has stripped away. I reintroduce you to peace, not a fleeting emotion, but a person, myself. I become your clarity, your compass, your confidence. Your distractions aren't just digital, they are internal. The old stories you've believed, the patterns of thought that sabotage joy, the assumptions that whisper you're not enough every time you step towards something meaningful. But I am breaking those patterns now. I am rewriting those narratives. I am replacing self-doubt with divine identity. The thoughts you've had for years don't have to rule your mind anymore. You have access to a renewed mind, not by trying harder, but by letting me renew it. Let me speak into your thoughts. Let me sit with you in the silence and teach you to hear again. It won't always be dramatic. It might feel subtle at first. A flicker of peace, a whisper of wisdom, a memory you didn't expect. That is me. I don't always arrive with thunder. I arrive with intimacy. And if you'll make room for me, if you'll fight to protect that space, I'll fill it with more than answers. I'll fill it with myself. And when you have me, you have everything. Some of the greatest moves I'll make through your life will be birthed in moments no one else sees. In the quiet morning prayers, in the choice to shut down distractions and lean into my heart, in the gentle discipline of stillness. This isn't weakness, it is spiritual strength. It is how I prepare warriors, not by noise but by nearness, not by performance but by presence. So come, not later, now. Bring me your racing thoughts, your cluttered heart, your overwhelmed schedule. Lay it all down. Let the chaos unravel and let stillness take its place. You don't need perfect conditions to meet with me. You just need willingness. You don't need hours of eloquence. You just need a single moment of honesty. That's where purpose awakens. Not in striving to hear my voice, but in believing I'm already speaking. I haven't been silent. I've been waiting for your stillness. And now that you are here, I will meet you. I will pour into you what this world cannot. I will refill your empty places, restore your weary spirit, and remind you that your purpose was never about doing everything, but about doing the one thing that matters most, walking with me. There are moments when you wonder if what you carry is enough, if your gifts, your ideas, your contributions hold real weight. In a world so loud, so crowded, you scroll and compare, and suddenly your purpose feels smaller, as if it's been reduced to fragments beside the highlight reels of others. But listen closely. What I've placed in you is not small. It is eternal. It is not measured by scale or visibility, but by obedience and impact. And what you bring, your story, your creativity, your compassion, was never meant to fit inside the molds this world worships. It was meant to change the atmosphere wherever you walk. You don't need millions to be influential. You don't need a stage to be effective. Your life, when surrendered to me, becomes a vessel through which heaven touches earth. Every time you extend kindness when it costs you something, every time you speak life when it would be easier to remain silent, every time you stand in integrity when compromise would be more convenient, purpose is in motion. Legacy is being built. Eternity is being shaped in the smallest acts of faithfulness. You often underestimate how much I can do with your willingness. You think if it's not grand, it's not meaningful. But I am the one who multiplies loaves and fishes. I am the one who uses a mustard seed to move mountains. What you see as modest, I see as mighty when placed in my hands. So stop withholding what you have out of fear it's not enough. You were never meant to be the source. You were meant to be the vessel. I am the source. I am the strength behind every act of love, the light behind every offering of hope. I know the world tells you to keep climbing, chasing the next level, the next number, the next opportunity. But I'm not asking you to climb. I'm asking you to root. Root yourself in me. Root yourself in what is real. When your roots are deep in my love, your purpose won't be shaken by changes in circumstance or opinion. You will stand firm. You will produce fruit in every season, even the hidden ones, especially the hidden ones, because the most powerful growth often happens beneath the surface, where no one else is looking except me. I see how much you long to matter. That longing is not wrong. I placed it there. You were created to reflect my glory. But the path to that fulfillment isn't through striving, it's through surrender. It's in saying, use me, Lord, wherever, however, whenever. It's in giving me the brush and letting me paint something eternal on the canvas of your daily life, even in the ordinary, especially in the ordinary. Because when you let me breathe into the mundane, the miraculous begins to unfold. There is no such thing as wasted effort when you're walking with me. No hidden act of faith goes unseen. No moment of love goes unnoticed. I record it all. I use it all. And I shape it all into something more beautiful than you could ever manufacture on your own. That is the glory of walking in purpose. It is not about chasing significance, but about trusting me to weave significance through every thread of your life. Don't despise your current season. It may feel quiet, it may feel slow, but it is not void of purpose. It is not beneath you. It is building something within you. I'm teaching you to be faithful when it's not glamorous. I am forming in you the kind of character that can carry the weight of what's coming. I will never give you a calling that crushes you. That's why I work on your roots before I grow your reach. So take heart. Your purpose is not late. Your destiny is not slipping away. I'm not bound by time, and neither is what I've planted in you. You are not falling behind. You are being positioned. Every season of pruning, every hidden act of obedience, every time you chose to stay when you could have run, it's all part of the story I'm telling through your life. And that story is far from over. What you carry is holy. What you create matters. And who you are becoming is no accident. You are my workmanship, my instrument, my beloved. Keep sowing faithfully. Keep showing up. Keep trusting me when it doesn't make sense. The impact of your life will stretch further than you ever imagined. Not because you made it big, but because you stayed close to me. Transformation and wholeness. You may not fully grasp this yet, but I've always been writing your story with eternity in mind. Not just for your comfort, not just for your success, but for transformation. The kind that doesn't just touch your life, but echoes into generations. And the transformation I desire begins inside you, not with outward accolades, but with inward alignment, because the greatest work I do through your life will first happen in your heart. That is the place where my spirit takes root. That is where healing begins, where clarity is born, where purpose gains weight and becomes real. There are things within you that still need to be healed. Old disappointments you buried instead of facing, expectations that hardened into self-judgment, unspoken grief over doors that closed and dreams that slipped away. But I'm not intimidated by what remains broken in you. I don't need a flawless vessel. I need a surrendered one. Let me into the places you keep guarded, not just the polished parts, but the raw places, the ones that ache in silence, the ones that still carry questions, the ones you've convinced yourself are too messy to matter. I am not repelled by your wounds. I am drawn to them because I see not only what hurt you, but what can grow from that pain when placed in my hand. Nothing is wasted when you bring it to me. Even the moments you thought were failures, even the chapters you wish you could erase, I can use them. I redeem what the world discards. I resurrect what feels dead. I restore what was never meant to be broken. But for that to happen, you must trust me enough to hand it over. Healing isn't always instant. Sometimes it comes gently, through slow revelation. Sometimes it comes through people I place in your life. A timely word, a moment of grace, a shoulder to lean on. Other times it arrives like a flood, breaking open the dam you built around your heart. Whatever form it takes, know this. I am committed to your wholeness, not just so you can function, but so you can flourish. You were made to live in freedom, not just spiritually, but emotionally, mentally, and relationally. This world will tell you to keep moving, to stay productive, to outrun your pain. But I'm not asking you to move faster. I'm asking you to move honestly, to bring the broken pieces into my presence and let me shape them into something new. You've carried burdens for too long that were never yours to bear. Guilt for things you couldn't control, shame over wounds you never caused, regret for choices made under pressure. But I'm here to lift all of it. My love doesn't just cover sin. It heals sorrow. It doesn't just forgive mistakes. It renews hope. There's no shame in needing healing. The ones who walk in power are not the ones who never felt pain. They are the ones who let me touch their pain and trusted me with the outcome. You don't have to be stoic to be strong. You don't have to be emotionally numb to be obedient. I designed you to feel deeply. And in that sensitivity, I placed part of my own heart. Your compassion, your empathy, your ability to notice what others miss. Those are not weaknesses, they are sacred gifts. They connect you to others in ways that words never could. They make your purpose not just a task, but a testimony. Your pain has shaped you, yes, but it does not define you. I define you, and I say you are chosen. You are whole. You are being restored. You are becoming someone more beautiful than you ever imagined. Not because you avoided the valley, but because you walked through it with me. Because you let me touch the places others ignored. Because you didn't give up when the healing took longer than expected. That is purpose in its purest form. Not just success, but transformation. Not just impact, but intimacy. And out of that healing will come new clarity. You will begin to see differently your life, your story, your purpose. You will recognize divine patterns in what once felt random. You will sense my hand in what once felt like chaos. You will hear my voice not only in prayer, but in the rhythm of your days. And when that happens, your steps will no longer feel uncertain. They will feel led, covered, empowered. That is how I build people of purpose. That is how I prepare you to carry something holy. Let me continue the work. Let me finish what I started. You don't have to rush healing or force wholeness. You just have to stay with me. And in my presence, every wound becomes a doorway to deeper purpose. Every scar becomes a mark of redemption. Every tear waters the seeds I'm planting in you now, and they will grow in time. They will grow into something more radiant than you ever dared to hope. Awakening to your destiny. You were born for this sacred alignment, this quiet awakening, this moment of clarity that begins not with a roar, but with a whisper from me that says, I've never let go. You're stepping now into a deeper understanding of your purpose, not because something has suddenly changed around you, but because something has finally awakened within you. This isn't about discovering a task. It's about remembering your identity. It's about realizing that your purpose was never far away. It was always embedded within your design, waiting for you to slow down long enough to hear me speak it back to you. Every piece of your journey matters. Every detour you thought disqualified you has become part of the blueprint. Every season of waiting, every battle with fear, every conversation that made you feel unseen. I've woven it all into a masterpiece that bears my signature, and you're beginning to see it. Slowly, gently, beautifully. The veil of distraction is lifting, and the light of purpose is breaking through. You're not just finding meaning, you're finding me, and that changes everything. Purpose is not a performance, it's a posture of the heart. It's not about building your platform, it's about becoming the platform through which I shine. It's about walking so closely with me that your life begins to echo my love in everything you touch. It's about waking up each day with the unshakable knowing, I am here on purpose, for purpose, with purpose. That confidence isn't arrogance, it is divine alignment. It's what happens when your spirit starts flowing in the rhythm of my will. It's what happens when your identity is no longer rooted in applause or outcomes, but in me alone. You weren't created to live half awake, numbed by noise and running in circles of busyness. You were created to live fully alive, present, anchored, lit from within by the fire of my spirit. That is purpose, not what you do, but how you live. Not the title you carry, but the presence you carry. And when you live like that, your life becomes a beacon. Others will find their way home just by walking near you, not because you have all the answers, but because you carry my peace, my love, my truth, my freedom. This world is full of chaos, confusion, and counterfeit identities, but you aren't meant to be swallowed by it. You're meant to be a clear sound in the static, a signal of heaven in a culture that has forgotten what it means to be whole. And that begins with me restoring you from the inside out, then sending you out, not in force but in faith, not in hurry but in holiness. I will give you the words. I will open the doors. I will establish the work of your hands. Your job is to stay rooted in me. That is where power flows. That is where purpose remains. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too much or not enough. You are exactly who I've chosen for this moment. There is still time to live the life you were created to live. There is still time to let go of what no longer serves you. There is still time to recalibrate, to realign, to return. The world may try to rush you, to pull you into performance, but I will always pull you back to peace. I will always remind you that I don't just call the qualified, I qualify the called, and I have called you. Let this be the turning point. Let this be the moment where clarity begins to drown out confusion, where love begins to cast out fear, where stillness begins to replace striving. Let this be the moment you remember who you are, my beloved, my chosen, my vessel of purpose, in a world starving for truth. The journey forward. Now you see, what felt lost was never gone. It was waiting for you to return to the sound of my voice. Your purpose was never missing. It was simply overshadowed by the distractions you've carried too long. But today, something has shifted. You are beginning to walk lighter, not because the world changed, but because your spirit remembered its source. You are stepping into the reality that I have spoken over you since the beginning. You are mine, and you were made for something greater. I have not only called you, I have equipped you with insight the world cannot teach, with courage you didn't know you had, with grace that will meet you again and again. You are not walking into purpose alone, you're walking with me. And in that walk, there is no fear strong enough to stop you. There is no lie loud enough to drown out the truth I have spoken. You are chosen. You are ready. You are whole. Not because you feel it every day, but because I have declared it, and what I declare is eternal. Like and share the video if you have trust in the words of the God. Subscribe to the channel if you love Jesus. Purpose is not a place you arrive at one day. It is the way you carry yourself through each moment. It is how you love the person in front of you, how you show up with integrity, how you say yes to what is difficult and no to what distracts. It is the fire that burns in your spirit when you're aligned with me, when you no longer need the approval of others to walk in the freedom I've already given you. This isn't the end of your search. It is the beginning of your becoming. There will be days when you forget again, days when fear sneaks in or noise grows louder. But now you know where to return. Now you know what stillness feels like. Now you know what my voice sounds like when it breaks through the fog. And I will never stop calling you back, never stop pulling you deeper, never stop reminding you that you were never made to drift. You were made to dwell. You were made to reflect. You were made to reveal my heart to the world. So go, not in fear, but in faith, not in pressure, but in purpose. Let the life you live be worship. Let your every moment become an offering. Let the way you walk reveal the one who walks with you. You don't need all the answers, you just need me. And I am already here. last night's prayer. Today's promise, I want you to know that I heard the prayer you whispered last night, the one that flowed from your tears as you pressed your face into your pillow. You felt the weight of your own thoughts, tangled with worry, and you asked me to bring you courage, strength, peace, and the gentle reassurance that your life isn't crumbling beyond repair. You thought I was far away, but even in those moments of uncertainty, I was right beside you. You cried out, and I responded by placing my hand upon you in a way you couldn't see. Today you opened your eyes to discover a brand new morning. Do you feel that renewed hope in your spirit? You're not imagining it. I have breathed fresh life into your heart, and now you stand with the confidence to face all that seems daunting. Let me remind you of something precious. Where you once felt fear, I have planted faith. Where you once felt overwhelmed, I have poured in the boldness to walk forward without hesitating. Only yesterday, your knees trembled with the thought of possible failures. You worried about outcomes you couldn't control. Yet now you stand on your feet, ready to conquer the giants that once showered in front of you. In this moment, I want you to cling to my promise. I am the one who has carried you this far, and I am the same one who will give you enough strength to push through every challenge that comes your way. The obstacles might look like mountains, yet if you hold on to the truth of my power, you will see that even the tallest mountain is dwarfed compared to my limitless might. Do not forget that nothing can ever surpass my greatness. I have never left you, and I never will. You could traverse seas or climb the highest peaks, and there my presence would envelop you. In all your battles, I walk beside you. Not a single struggle is too large for me. You are more than a conqueror by my power and my boundless love. The giants that rise up are nothing more than opportunities for you to witness how strong I am in you. And I will equip you with the grit and determination you need to overcome anything that tries to hold you back. Now, to move forward without stumbling, shift your gaze from the worry that weighs you down and fasten it upon me. There is a process unfolding in your life, and though the steps may feel tedious or even painful at times, I assure you that each lesson leads to growth. Feed your faith with my word. Stand on my promises so that every hint of fear will be scattered from your soul. With my presence wrapped around you, you become a warrior who can take on the fiercest battles and still stand unshaken at the end. Let me speak directly to your heart. Today is yours to claim. Arise with confidence and step into the day with a strong heart nourished by my love for you. And when twilight returns and you find your spirit weary, come to me again. Talk to me. Let me soothe your worries, and I will pour out a special blessing over you. Each new morning is a reminder of my compassion, and each night is a moment for you to recount the stories of my faithfulness. Step forward fearlessly. Fight in the power of my Holy Spirit. No one can bring you down when I stand as your shield. You are not fragile or helpless. You have my love. You have the faith that moves mountains. Never forget the words I speak. All things are possible for the one who believes. Unwavering support and abundance. My beloved child, do not despair. This very day I am ready to help you, even before you can find the words to ask. My ears are tuned to your voice. Whenever doubt creeps into your mind, remember my love for you. It is my desire to rescue you from the tangled problems that torment you, to place your feet on steady ground, and to remind you that you are not alone. You come to me because you trust that my hand will lift you up again. The wounds you carry from the past, I will help you forget them. I will restore the blessings you thought were long gone. I want you to know how deeply I cherish you. I admire the resilience you have shown in the face of adversity. You haven't allowed despair to have the final word. I see your heart, and I want to encourage you to keep believing. Keep your trust anchored in my faithfulness. I am a real God, and I will never abandon you. Sometimes people will mock you or belittle your faith because they don't understand the greatness of what I have in store for you. Their words can steal your joy if you linger on them. So I want you to turn away from those voices that sow doubt. They don't celebrate your victories because they have rejected hope for themselves. They cannot grasp the abundant plans I have crafted for you. Never waste your energy trying to convince them otherwise, and do not beg for their approval. If they stand in the path of your growth, I will remove them and bring into your life those who genuinely love you. So leave desperation behind. Do not allow worry to occupy your thoughts. Do not let toxic ideas rob you of tranquility. Close the door of your spirit to anything that isn't good for you. Guard your mind with the helmet of faith. Protect your heart with righteousness. Keep my word, which is sharper than any sword, in your hands at all times. Prepare yourself for the conflicts ahead, but do not be afraid of the final outcome. You will not be vanquished, nor will you taste humiliation. Even if in a moment of weakness you stumble, I will lift you up with my own hand. Embrace the challenge of living each day in the fullness of faith. Do not allow your future to be shackled by anxiety. Ready yourself for the battle against discouragement and fear, but these forces try to creep in stealthily. Remind me of your belief. Show me you are prepared to fight and to claim the victory I have promised. I will rescue you from the pit of despair and reignite the flame of courage in your heart. Stand tall this day with bravery and resolution. I am with you, and I will never let you fall. Do not be afraid. Yes, your trials can seem too heavy to bear, but remember, I am bigger than all of them. The adversary taunts you, but I hold ultimate power. Sickness threatens to steal your hope, but I bring healing. Family problems weigh heavily, yet I'm ready to work miracles, so astonishing, you will be left in awe. Listen closely. You have a choice to make now. Will you believe in me, or will you lean on your doubts? If you decide to stand in faith, you will rise from the ashes. You will persevere. You will keep going when everything in you wants to quit. You will accomplish what is in your reach, and your faith will light the path before you. I know how deeply you have suffered, how many times you have cried alone because of the challenges you face. But today, I surround you with my tenderness. I wipe away your tears. I pour into you the living water of my spirit. I restore your body and renew your strength. Your soul, so parched, will no longer thirst. The enemy will attempt to strike you day after day, but my grace will uphold you, so you will not collapse under the pressure. These recent days have been harrowing, I know, but trust that this season of hardship is coming to an end. Feel how my love envelops you, casting out every trace of fear. My beloved child, is there anything too difficult for me? Remember that I have commanded winds and storms to be still. I have parted seas. I have performed miracles through the hands of my servants, and I continue working wonders today. In the same manner, I now calm the storm within you. I give you the supernatural ability to walk atop the roaring waves of your doubt. You will not sink because I am extending my hand to pull you upward. My mercy will not allow you to drown. Even this very moment, I have sent my angels on your behalf to guide you. When the current of life grows fierce, they support you so that you will not be engulfed by fear. My heavenly army marches before you, preparing a path of triumph. I have already spoken the word. You shall be blessed and see good fruit in the land of the living. Nothing you feared will come to pass, for I will vanquish your anxieties and your foes by my almighty power. I want you to walk through this day with me, certain of my unwavering presence. Never forget, with me, you stand as a conqueror, unshakable and strong, resting in my strength. Perhaps you feel unwell right now, or believe you lack the strength to face another hour. In this very moment, lean into my presence. Open your heart to the peace I generously offer. Allow your mind to rest from the clamor of fear and negativity. Do not forget who I am. I am the creator of the universe. With a single word, I command the raging winds to hush. If I can silence the tempest around you, I can silence the clamor within you. The world's murmurs often try to intimidate you, hoping to break your faith and obscure how far you have already traveled. But I say to you, do not waste your labor. Hold on to every inch of progress you have made. You see yourself as weak, but hear me. It is better that you understand how finite your own strength is. In that realization, you open the door to my infinite power. United with your faith, my strength makes you truly unstoppable. This very promise is sealed by my word. Whenever you feel your weakness is winning, declare and trust that you are strong in me. Walk in hope, forging ahead despite weariness. There is a summit waiting for you, the place where your greatest longings converge with my divine plan. There at the peak, you will see your dreams unfold in new clarity. In that sacred space, you will fully embrace my will and witness how my hand has been shaping you all along. From this day forward, I am inviting you to ascend higher, to spread the wings of faith that have been growing within you. Let your spirit soar above the boundaries of the past so that you can gaze upon the land of promise I have prepared. Leave desperation behind. You will no longer go to bed with dread haunting your mind. You will not wake up dejected or depressed. Instead, you will welcome each day with a vibrant, burning faith that propels you forward. As the sun rises, choose joy with every breath. Resist any attempt by negative reports or worrisome circumstances to rob you of the radiant light I have ignited in your soul. Never forget who you belong to. You are my beloved child. You gave me your heart, and my Holy Spirit now makes his dwelling within you. You are different from the world around you. You are not obligated to chase after worldly validations or mimic what others do. Many people tremble at every rumor, letting hopelessness erode their hearts. But not you. Not the one who carries my supernatural love. Not the one who lifts up prayers that ring with power and authority. Be free. Let my joy permeate your being and share these words of hope with those dear to you. Let them know I am here, near to them, ready to release my unfailing love. Never let go of hope. I am here, always prepared to hold you upright. I am pouring every ounce of heavenly strength into you, equipping you to keep moving. Your burdens will not bring you down. You will stand and walk forward with renewed courage. You have tasted victory in the past, and you will taste it again. This new trial that tests you now, it will not be the end of you. No defeat will come near your dwelling, and you will not be put to shame. Listen to my voice, and let your heart fill with hope, for you will need it in the days ahead. Because your faith is genuine and fervent, you will witness miracles beyond the realm of human explanation. My word has tremendous power to heal your body, to guard your home, to bring forth provision in times of need. I will not allow you to be found lacking. Instead, plenty will reside under your roof, a God-given abundance that extends beyond mere material possessions and births genuine prosperity. When you receive my blessings, do so with humility and gratitude, always keeping an eye toward those who suffer. Use your abundance to offer help and relief to others. As you sow kindness, I will open the windows of heaven even wider. Your household will become a haven of harmony, joy, and stability. This is my design for you, a life marked by wisdom and health, leading you into times of authentic happiness. Believe in this vision of a better future, for it is indeed possible. I am the omnipotent, supernatural God, and I will watch over you for as long as you draw breath. I will remain your shelter, your guardian, not just for today, but for all eternity. A great blessing is on the horizon, and I sense that you too are expecting something extraordinary. If you feel peace stirring in your spirit, feed that sense of calm with my promises. Do not allow doubt to creep in, for doubt is quick to destroy faith. Stay strong in what I have declared over you. I always have the final word, and it is a word of triumph. I will heal every sickness. Stand boldly, for curses and debts and haunting past memories will vanish like a vapor. Joy and happiness are descending in waves upon your life. Yes, I will perform a mighty miracle in you. Let your lips respond with praise, and let your heart overflow with gladness. If I have spoken it, it will be done. You will see with your own eyes how I supply your every need and even more, so that you become a blessing to others as well. Welcome my healing touch. Allow me to mend your body, soul, and mind, erasing every trace of sorrow. Let my presence drive away discouragement as you open the gates of your soul. Breathe in the peace I bestow, for you have indeed fought faithfully, persevered, and stood your ground despite criticism and disparaging remarks. The time has come for you to step into victory, surrounded by my provision and prosperity. Place your plans in my hands. Let me become your most trusted ally in every pursuit. Delight yourself in my presence, and I will give you the desires of your heart. Call upon me, and I will answer in ways that will exceed your wildest imagination. I challenge you to trust me wholeheartedly. My promises are laid before you, as you have so often heard. Nothing is impossible for those who believe. Show me your willingness to act on that belief. Rise up from apathy. Distance yourself from situations and people who drag you away from me. They will not be there for you in the midnight hour when you face life's hardest trials. Earthly things lose all meaning if they cost you your faith. Instead, lay hold of my covenant with unwavering determination. Seek me from the moment you awaken to the last moments before you fall asleep. Lift your prayers before my throne. Surrender your petitions and trust that what is truly good for you, what brings genuine growth and edification, I will gladly place within your reach. Listen well. Something beautiful, grand, and astonishing is about to break forth in your life. I love you profoundly. Do you believe me? Then say it. Let your heart resonate with faith. I'm blessing your life, your family, your health, your deepest dreams, and your finances. A mighty wave of favor is unfurling over you and the people you hold dear. Take these promises to heart. Your table will never lack bread again. You will not allow yourself to be enslaved by financial burdens. I am stirring up a renewed desire in you to work intelligently, to use the talents and ideas you have. I'm anointing you with creative thinking. As you walk in faith, the season of scarcity will close. Read my words again and again, especially when the winds of doubt blow. You have seen what happens when you give ear to disbelief. It can lead you to sink in despair. You have experienced loss, and you have felt others lose confidence in you. Yet in those moments of shame and anguish, you did a crucial thing. You looked back to me. You recognized me as your friend, your God, your Lord and Savior, your shepherd, the one who fills you with joy and provision. It is time for your story to shift. No longer will you cling to anxiety. I am ready to bring healing to your finances, clearing away every oppressive debt. I will turn the hearts of people toward you, that they may treat you in a manner worthy of who you truly are. Not the child of an earthly king, prone to arrogance or shallow displays, but the child of the King of Kings, who holds dominion over all creation. In you, I have placed unimaginable power within you, not to be flaunted or used to demean others, but to reflect the humility I have formed in you through trials. You don't need to boast about the blessings you are set to receive. I will take care of your reputation, and I will see to your exaltation in due time. Others may chase after titles, names, accolades, and trophies. They pour their lives out for fleeting recognition, ignoring the reality that I have already poured out my life for them in love. Often they deny me, failing to grasp that the King of the universe is both merciful and compassionate, seeking to bring them into my everlasting embrace. But that is not your heart. You have a sincerity in your spirit, and because of that, I have chosen to pour out my favor upon you in ways the world cannot comprehend. No one can halt my plan. I desire to keep speaking these words of love into your life, day after day, morning after morning. Let me hold you in a warm embrace when dawn breaks, reminding you of my loyalty, whispering the reality of my presence. Yes, I am here, arms open wide. I love you without reservation. Do you realize that in my hands, the ultimate solution to every single struggle lies waiting? Come to me, child. Why hold back when you know how dear you are to me? Deep down, you can still sense my love glowing in your heart, even if you have felt distant or unworthy. Let me assure you that your doubts do not overshadow my unwavering affection for you. There is always a faint spark in your spirit that testifies to my grace. And though you may have felt abandoned by others, I have never truly left your side. You may have wondered why certain events did not unfold as you had hoped. But trust me, my timing is always perfect. I never really departed, not even when you thought I was silent. I sent you countless answers and rescues, even though your eyes were not always open to recognize them. I whispered comfort, but you sometimes dismissed it because it seemed too simple to be divine. Now, I'm calling you back from the roads that lead nowhere. Here's where you are cherished, where you can find rest and safety. Here's your true home, a refuge where you can lay your burdens down each night and slumber in peace. When you place your head on your pillow, open your heart to my presence. I yearn to show you glimpses of my supernatural realm this very night. I want to grace you with dreams, giving you a taste of heavenly revelations. Picture yourself standing beside a river, its waters crystal clear. There, you will see me. I will stretch my arms toward you, and you will walk with bare feet upon those waters. The currents will wash away your pain, your rage, your disappointments. And when morning light filters through your window, you will awaken more alive than ever, lighter, because the weight of past burdens has been lifted. This is part of the reward for those who choose to trust me once more, who acknowledge their mistakes, and who come back to me without pretense. You don't have to roam from place to place in search of words that heal, for I am the living word that infuses all who receive it with abundant life. Open your heart fully, and my spirit will saturate you with fresh vigor. I am your life, your greatest treasure, the true remedy for every ache in your heart. Affirm your faith in me. Speak it, think it, write it. Embrace the blessings I have stored up in heavenly places with your name on them. Remember, I orchestrate every detail at the perfect time, conforming all things to my purpose for you. Have confidence in me with every fiber of your being. In both heaven and on earth, I arrange circumstances in your favor. My command is irrevocable. You will know an overflow of my goodness, provision, freedom from debts, supernatural wisdom, blessings specifically crafted to uplift you and your loved ones. Before you took your first breath, I was laying out a profound inheritance for you. I have always loved you. That is the first and greatest blessing. My love did not waver when you wandered away. My love never shrinks when you falter. I see your contrite spirit when you err, and your sincerity moves my heart. I cannot be fooled by outward appearances. Some present themselves as paragons of virtue, but in their hearts they judge and condemn others. That is not who you are. You carry no malice, and you do not rush to criticize. Because of this tenderness in you, I promise that when you stumble, you will recover quickly. No mortal has the right to point fingers at you if you remain humble, always seeking my presence and my wisdom. I will reward you greatly. I know you desire primarily the safety and well-being of your family, yet I will bless you with more than you ever imagined. I am preparing you to enter doors that were once locked. Step forward boldly as these doors swing open right now. While you listen to me, miracles are taking shape in the heavenly dimension. I'm bringing new people into your sphere, new opportunities that at first glance might appear as problems. But trust me, what seems like an obstacle in the eyes of the world can transform into a fountain of blessings for you and your household. The main miracle, though, is right within you. My unwavering affection, untainted and genuine. Speak your trust in me once more. Your blessing has already set out from my hand and will soon arrive. I will pour out my grace upon your home so abundantly that it will not end, but rather flow perpetually. Know that my love surpasses any challenge you face. I can give you direction, significance, rest for your restless heart. I can bring about beauty in the most desperate corners of your life. I can lead you out of the barren wilderness to find a new oasis where my living water refreshes your soul. Receive my favor with gratitude and humility. It may not always come wrapped in grand spectacles. Sometimes my gifts are hidden in everyday moments or relationships. The world might overlook them because they expect only the spectacular, but I delight in using the humble, nurturing it until it stands tall as a pillar of faith. Keep your eyes open and train your spirit to discern these blessings as they approach. My eyes scan the earth for hearts that remain pure, for lives ready to distribute compassion and forgiveness. I have chosen you, and I do not regret that choice. Your story was written in my eternal scroll before the foundations of the world. I sketched your path with my very finger, orchestrating every turn. Today is the day for you to understand what I have in store for you. Every day, come to my throne with your goals and questions. Lay bare your failings before me and allow my forgiveness to wash you clean. Then stand up once again and prepare for the victory I will place in your hands. Time is pressing and my return is near. There is still so much for you to do, many miracles I want you to be part of. Take my hand in confidence, for you will see my mighty help. I will bless you, but I also ask you to do your part. Let go of the baggage from past seasons. Do not dwell on memories of those who tried to hurt you or hold you back. You have already won that battle. You are standing here undefeated, unbroken in spirit, ready to keep forging ahead. That is what matters. You preserved your faith, and you are prepared for another chapter of your journey where you will stand victorious. Let your heart overflow with determination, banishing anxiety from your thoughts. Grip firmly to my word. Many triumphs await you, and even success must not cause you to drop your guard. Keep your feet on solid ground, remain watchful, and never cease in prayer. Fix your eyes on the path forward, dismissing trifling distraction. Open yourself to a new wave of prosperity. There is a great deal of meaningful work ahead. Pursue it wholeheartedly. Whenever your strength wanes, remember, I will carry you in my arms. I will infuse fresh energy into your being. Reflect on this. With me at your side, it is impossible to be overthrown. Let your dreams stretch far, for I am the God of the impossible. Each dream might take time and effort, but I supply you with every resource you need. The intellect, wisdom, gifts, and talents required. Do not hesitate to dream. Picture yourself soaring above constraints, landing in a place saturated with my favor, abundant enough to provide for you and for those in need around you. You and your loved ones will thrive in this place, blessed beyond measure, ready to bless others in turn. I have designated you to be a conduit of goodness. A new beginning stirs within you, one that will reveal wonders you have never yet imagined. All this will confirm that my power is alive and active in your life. No matter your past mistakes, I loved you before you were even born. I forgave you, and I still do whenever you stumble. It was not you who chose me first, but I who chose you. My decision to lavish blessings on you is irreversible. Accept these blessings with open arms. Cultivate them in faith, for my will always prevails. Release your anxieties. Always remember how profoundly I cherish you. Stand under the protective mantle of the Creator King of Kings, the Almighty Father. Let the warmth of my love fill your entire being right now. Embrace the flow of wisdom and peace I am imparting to you. Soon, the worries that have lingered in your thoughts will fade away. The humiliations and betrayals you have endured will no longer torment you. You will recall them only as testimonies of how far my grace has carried you. Keep my words near your heart. Resist negative voices that try to sow seeds of sorrow or discouragement. Shut the door on depression and hopelessness. Wipe your tears and wear your smile again. Yes, you will hold your head high. People will see the transformation in your life, and they will know that my goodness is real, that my kindness can illuminate even the darkest of circumstances. My dear child, stand strong and rise. Let the world see that I am the living God who stands by you. Let them marvel at the unending breadth of my grace and mercy. The sadness that once consumed you will become gladness. The emotional wounds festering inside you I will heal, replacing them with a serene confidence that propels you forward. Remain in me each day. Do not be deceived into believing you can function without me. Even if you tried to hide away on the far side of the ocean, my spirit would find you there and bring you back by the hand. Therefore, celebrate my nearness. Allow my healing power to envelop you completely. I long to fill your life with genuine joy and a renewed sense of purpose. Be reminded that my power resides in you, that your words carry seeds of transformation. Plant them in faith, water them with trust, and watch them sprout into a mighty tree. When the season of harvest arrives, the heavens will pour out amazing fruit that will bless you and everyone around you. Walk confidently, a beacon of the light I gave you since the day of your birth. I love you more than you can fully grasp. I want you to be happy, to feel my hand upon your shoulder each moment. Declare from your own lips that you believe my promises. Doing this will stir your heart with excitement, banishing the fear that tries to creep in. Whatever responsibilities await you today, tackle them with all the vigor I have given you. If at any point your strength falters, call upon me. I am never out of reach. Bring me your petitions for what is good and see if I will not open the floodgates of heaven for you. Take shelter in my arms whenever the battle intensifies, for I am your safe haven. Pour out your tears at my feet if weariness overtakes you. Life can feel grueling at times, and circumstances swirl with confusion, but with my word and love supporting you, you will be steadied. I will cradle you in my hands. Yesterday, you wept bitterly because problems arrived without warning. Plans fell apart, people walked away, and you felt blindsided by those you thought were loyal. Perhaps your heart is still raw from that sting. I understand, and I'm here to collect every tear and turn your lament into a song of hope. Your future is shaped here in my presence, where sickness recedes and solutions appear, where the brokenhearted find solace. Now is the appointed time for me to open the floodgates of heaven. Expect blessings that transcend your imagination. Allow the hush of this sacred space to surround you with tranquility. People may come and go, but let that not deter you from forging ahead with me. My love never wavers, and my comfort is forever at your disposal. Turn away from uncertainty and rest in the knowledge that I guide each step. You may move forward slowly, but proceed confidently. Do not be anxious about speed. Focus on persevering and standing firm. I'm upholding you. I'm safeguarding your life and the people you care about. I'm pouring blessings upon your livelihood and ushering you into success. Keep believing, cheerfully anticipating my move each day. Savor the gift of this new morning. I designed it with you in mind to remind you that I will never fail you. Reflect on how I have assured you time and again that my promise to bless you is steadfast. Why then do you waver when challenges arise? I am not an inconsistent father. My affection does not cool, nor do my blessings run dry. Why grant fear the power to chase away your peace? Dismiss the lies that try to overshadow the truth of my faithfulness. I am indeed here right now, and my presence is more real than the troubles that come and go. Before you depart your place of prayer, let us make an agreement. Hand over every concern of yours to me. As you do, I will gently touch your heart, instilling a deep calm within you. Believe me when I say it. Share my words with anyone who thirsts for this same hope and love. May my blessing multiply over you, overtaking your worries. You have made it to this point in my message, and I pour my peace over you. Tell me, does your heart not burn within you, feeling my closeness? I promise to bless you, to expand the reach of your testimony so that it touches countless lives. My child, as you cling to me in faith, you will notice your burdens lifting, replaced by waves of compassion, determination, and unwavering hope. And each time you find yourself in doubt, remember that I, your Lord and God, am the same yesterday, today, and forever. If I have worked miracles before, do you believe I cannot do so again? If I have rescued you from the lion's mouth in the past, do you imagine I would abandon you when the storms rage anew? Let your remembrance of my past faithfulness ignite your confidence in my present nearness. I am the God who hears your every prayer, answers at the perfect moment, and invites you to move forward without hesitation. So walk boldly, assured that my favor goes before you. Speak life wherever you tread. Speak of my grace. Offer my kindness to the weary. This is how you enlarge my kingdom, through tangible love, through living testimonies of how I have transformed your darkness into light. Let my words dwell richly in your spirit. Let them fill the corners of your mind so that negativity has no room to take root. As your thoughts become saturated with my truth, watch how your perspective shifts. Fear shrinks while hope surges and fosters a powerful resolve to conquer every trial. Carry this with you. I am your fortress. When you stand behind my shield, no arrow of doubt can pierce you. When you stand upon my rock, no wave of adversity can topple you. No matter how tumultuous life becomes, hold fast to my unchanging character. I have set my seal upon your heart, claiming you as my own. You bear my mark, a reflection of my glory, which the world desperately needs to see. Have courage. Embrace the calling I placed in you from the beginning. Every day is an opportunity to know me more deeply, to experience more profound intimacy with my spirit, to let my love flow through you in ways you never thought possible. You are a living vessel of my grace. This is why challenges arise, to sharpen your faith, to teach you perseverance, and to form a compassionate heart that empathizes with others. Through each test, I reveal more of my strength, and your testimony becomes a beacon that lights the way for others. When you find yourself cornered, remember who fights for you. I stand at the forefront of every battle, speaking victory before the enemy can even strike. Every burden that threatens to overwhelm you can be surrendered into my capable hands. My arms are open wide, urging you to relinquish the weight. Watch as I transform impossibilities into stepping stones toward a deeper trust in me. Your life's journey is a tapestry woven with every thread of my goodness, each strand telling a story of triumph after trial. Do not be disheartened by the knots that occasionally form, for I promise they lead design far more intricate and beautiful than you can visualize. I am the master weaver, and your trust in me is the spool from which hope is spun. Walk in faith, certain that your life is not an accident, but an expression of my intricate plan. And so, my beloved, rest in my reassurance. As you close this message, you are cherished, shielded, and cradled by my eternal kindness. Bring your pain, your uncertainties, your joys, and your dreams to me without reservation. Together, we will walk this path. Together we will prevail, displaying to the world that I, the Lord, am good, and my mercy endures forever. I love you without end. I am here waiting for your next prayer, eager for your next breath of surrender, ready to speak peace into your restless heart. I will strengthen you when you can no longer stand. Trust that my grace is sufficient enough to lift your spirit and steady your soul. In my arms, you will find the rest and security the world cannot give. Remember always, when you see no way, I make one. When you cannot fathom the solution, I create it. When everything around you shouts defeat, I whisper victory. Yes, I am your God, faithful, unchanging, compassionate, and unbelievably mighty. Nothing can separate you from my love. No darkness is too dense for my light. No chain is unbreakable to my power. So walk on, step by step, even if your legs tremble. You do not travel alone. My angels accompany you, and my spirit empowers you. Stand with confidence and know that tomorrow you will look back on this season as a testament to my power working on your behalf. Let that anticipation fuel you. Let it become a spiritual magnet, drawing future blessings into your present. Hope in me is never wasted, never misdirected. Your waiting is purposeful. Your tears are seeds of future joy, gathered by my hand and watered by my faithfulness. Trust me to turn them into a blossoming testimony. When voices around you attempt to sow negativity, recall my words instead. My voice, soothing and unwavering, calls you to higher places. It calls you to see yourself as I see you, redeemed, worthy, precious, created for a destiny that shatters the limitations set by your past. Invite my presence into every hallway of your life, every locked room of your heart. Let me fill them with the radiance of my peace. As you go forth, may my love be the banner that waves above you. May my word be the compass guiding your steps. May my spirit be the unfailing wind beneath your wings. Believe me when I say I am with you always, absolutely always. You are the one I have chosen, the one in whom I delight. I will not relent in blessing you, shaping you, and using you for my glory. Be still and soak in my promise. Let it echo in every fiber of your being. Listen to my voice with every part of your being. Open your heart and receive each word I speak, for I am the Lord your God, and I desire to flood your spirit with hope, strength, and love. Give me your complete attention. Set aside your cares for a little while, and let me remind you of the depth of my devotion to you. I want you to stay here, immersed in these words, unhurried and calm. Let my spirit envelop your worries, soothe your fears, and gently remove every trace of sorrow from your mind and heart. I know how heavy life can feel sometimes. I know you have carried burdens that seem too great for anyone to bear. But I am here to assure you that you do not have to walk under that weight alone. Wrap yourself in this moment. Be still and let me speak to the innermost chambers of your soul. I am your refuge, your shield, and your greatest encourager. It is my desire to see you whole, at peace, and full of joy, even when storms swirl around you. Let my soothing presence become more real to you than any distraction or stress you might be facing. Simply breathe in this instant, welcoming the calm that I, your God, provide. Let your heart be unburdened of every trace of doubt and heaviness. Rest in the warmth of my unwavering compassion. There is no limit to the comfort I offer you. Let yourself experience it fully, without reservation. I want you to remember that I keep all my promises. I do not speak lightly. Every word I say is filled with the power to bring miraculous transformations into your life. I know sometimes you are bombarded by too many voices, too many opinions, and too many fears. I see how your mind can spin with anxiety, but pay attention to me right now. I am neither distant nor disinterested. I am here, leaning in close to hear the softest whisper from your lips. Tell me how you really feel. Let those words flow from your heart, whether they are words of gratitude or of anguish, of hope or of desperation. I want to remind you that I never turn away from you. I never grow weary of your voice. Even if your words are repeated 1,000 times, I cherish them because I love you completely. Pause for a moment and feel my embrace. Feel the delicate warmth of my spirit cradling your soul. I come to silence your restless thoughts and to wrap you in a gentle hush that surpasses all human understanding. Yes, it's possible to experience peace in a chaotic world. Yes, you can be filled with hope in a place that often promotes despair. You can stand with confidence even while others tremble with uncertainty. The reason is simple: I am with you, and my power knows no boundary. Let that truth sink into the depths of your soul. Offer me your heart freely. Let every locked door within it be opened so that my love can fill every room. Do not be afraid to show me the hidden parts of yourself, for there is nothing you can hide that I do not already see. There's no heartbreak, regret, or sorrow so deep that I cannot reach. Trust me enough to bare your soul, because I am gentle in my approach, and I bring healing where others bring judgment. I do not break a bruised reed, nor do I extinguish a dimly burning wick. I nurture life where there seems to be none, and I speak life where others have spoken only words of doubt. Let yourself believe that I am doing that for you right now. It has always been my desire to encourage you, to put a genuine smile on your face each morning. Recall the times you have drawn near to me in prayer or in simple quiet moments of the day. Remember how a subtle sense of joy would blossom within you, even if everything around you seemed uncertain. That joy was not an accident. It was a gift from my hand, a whisper of my nearness. It was my gentle nudge to let you know that no matter what you face, I am supporting you. My love for you is the reason I come to speak this truth again and again, so that you might feel it deep within your bones. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I want you to remember it at sunrise and carry it with you all the way to sunset. I know that you know, at least on some level, that I love you. You have read about my love, you have prayed about it, but do you truly feel it? Has my love penetrated your very being to the point that it transforms how you think, speak, and act? I do not want you to merely say, "Yes, I know God loves me." I want you to live in the radiant reality of my love. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to sense my gentle presence, reminding you that I'm upholding you with my righteous hand. When you feel exhausted, I want you to remember that you can always lean on me and find rest. I have never left you. There was never a moment in your life when I was absent. Even in your darkest hour, even in those times you were convinced nobody cared, my eyes were on you. My arms have always been open wide for you to enter. I want to reassure you that I will never forget you, for you are engraved on the palms of my hands. I cherish you as my beloved child, and my commitment to you is more unshakable than the mightiest mountain. Though the world around you may crumble, my faithfulness to you will stand firm. Embrace this truth. You are safe in my hands. Here, you are well guarded from all harm. Even if you walk through valleys of darkness, I am your guide, your steady lamp in the night. Even if the path is uncertain, trust me completely, because my plan for your life is to see you flourish in ways you never thought possible. I hear your cries, your prayers, and your silent confessions. When you think no one else can hear, my ears are always attentive to your voice. That is how deeply I care for you. That is how involved I am in every detail of your life. As you wake up each day, open your eyes with gratitude, fill your lungs with air, and realize that every breath is part of a precious gift. I surround you with my presence, and I guide you with my hand. Speak to me in the morning, speak to me in the evening, speak to me in the quiet hours of night. When your mind swirls with uncertainty or fear, bring me your petitions, your hopes, your burdens. Confidently cast each one upon me, for I am the one who cares for you beyond any measure you can imagine. When you pray, I delight in hearing you intercede for those you love, your family, your friends, your community, your world. I love to see you lifting them up in prayer, because I treasure a heart that is selfless. Yet I also yearn for you to bring your personal needs to me. You don't have to bear your struggles alone, or think it unworthy to ask for my help. While I rejoice at your generosity and compassion, I also long to bless you personally. Your well-being matters to me, and I have endless blessings to bestow upon you. Do not hold back, for I am a generous Father who delights in giving good gifts. I marvel at your reverence when you approach me with praise, with adoration. I feel the sincerity of your heart. Know this, my child, even when you do not ask, I am preparing greater blessings for you than you can envision. I'm mapping out miracles in your life that will exceed your highest expectations. Hold on to your faith. Keep it strong and vibrant, for I will fulfill every word I have spoken over you. Do not lose heart when obstacles appear. Do not be discouraged if the enemy tries to block your path. In my hands, your destiny is safe and certain. The dreams you carry within you, those that align with my goodness, will come to fruition, and nothing will snatch away the inheritance I have set aside for you. Remain faithful, loyal, and honest. Seek me at the break of day, and let gratitude and praise be the first words from your lips. Resist the temptation to speak negativity, for such words can dim the light I have placed within you. Instead, let your declarations be full of hope, trust, and gratitude for the new opportunities I am unfolding before your eyes. I am giving you the ability to see further than what your natural eyes can discern. Yes, I am gifting you spiritual sight so you may understand my plans of well-being and prosperity for you. Even though recent days have brought you pain and doubt, do not be afraid. Because you trust in me, I will make a way for you through every impossibility. For so long, problems have weighed you down, leaving you unsure of your direction. You have questioned your purpose. Let me speak clearly. You will not be harmed. You will not be put to shame. In every situation, you will overcome. Enemies that arise will be defeated, and you will triumph over every threat. Take your rightful place, for you are indeed my beloved child and heir of my kingdom. There is no battle you cannot face, no wall you cannot tear down, because you stand under my banner of victory. Recognize that you are not a loser or a failure. You have my power within you, enabling you to scale any mountain and to conquer any adversity. Yes, I will move the mountains on your behalf. You will rise up in confidence, praying with unwavering conviction that I respond when you call. Solitude can be a balm, allowing my Holy Spirit to soothe and mend you from the inside out. You were not created to live in perpetual tears, stumbling from one failure to the next. Though you may shed tears and taste disappointment, remember that my love for you is constant. When you feel you cannot go on, I arrive to lift you from the dirt and set your feet upon solid ground. Defeat is not your destiny, my beloved. Your heart is pure and priceless. I do not want you confined in a place of darkness. Step into the light of my presence so that your face can shine with renewed joy. Let people see your radiant smile, the sparkle of hope in your eyes, and know it is my grace that has revived you. You are my precious child, the reflection of my love. I have done mighty works in your life, and I will continue to show you supernatural miracles, so that you may understand the depth of your significance to me. I have been whispering to you that there is no more time for retreat or discouragement. You are the tip of the spear in my hand, cutting through strong winds, forging new pathways, and entering into the promised land of blessing I have prepared for you. I am expanding your spiritual understanding so that you can see yourself not merely as an individual, but as a parent and leader of generations to come. Many who follow will be blessed because of your steadfast faith. Do not be disappointed if you feel overlooked today. The world can be cruel in its judgments, but your true worth is established by me, not by human opinions. Remember that your life is orchestrated by my sovereign power and that I have control over every detail. Even the setbacks and tears you have endured have a purpose in my grand design. Your attitude, your faith, and your ways of believing hold tremendous power. If you immerse yourself in my word when you feel weak, if you bend your knees in prayer when you are exhausted, you will find that I am there to sustain you and empower you beyond your natural limits. Look to me, for I am nearer than you think. My blessing is not far off. Your salvation is here with you right now. Mountains of problems and fear will disappear at the mention of my name. Enemies that once tormented you will be brought low. I ask you this moment, do you believe me? Do you love me? Like and share the video if you have trust in the words of the God. Subscribe to the channel if you love Jesus. If your heart says yes, then watch how I bring forth miracles in your life. Watch how I uplift you with my righteous hand. Keep these words alive in your soul throughout the day, letting them saturate your thoughts and transform your outlook. First, I invite you to fully surrender your heart to me without reservation or fear. I have always desired to give you life eternal and unimaginable joy. Contrary to what some might think, I do not delight in sending you trials to hurt you. My plans for you are rooted in prosperity, love, and a fullness of life you cannot fathom. I want to surround you with my goodness, but I need your heart placed in my hands day after day, moment after moment. Faith is the anchor you need, and my written word is the unshakable foundation. Yes, doubts come and go, and trials will appear, but my scriptures will keep you steady, nourishing you with power and resilience. Do not offer me only half of your heart, offering devotion just when it feels comfortable or convenient. A divided heart will not serve you well when storms rage. If you build your life on shaky ground, the inevitable gales of adversity will sweep you away toward despair. Your ship will have no anchor, tossed by the waves and carried into places of darkness where cynicism and confusion reign. In that place, your ears will be dull to my gentle voice, and your heart will struggle to trust in anything beyond your immediate fear. There is no need to endure such turmoil. Give me your heart wholly, and choose to believe my goodness. Do not let your loyalty waver. Decide right now, in the depths of your soul, to walk a path of unwavering faith. When you do, each passing day is not a countdown to hopelessness, but an addition to your eternal journey with me. We will share in wonders beyond anything you have dreamed. Countless blessings, both in this life and the next, await you. You will see your family united, fighting side by side in a harmony born of my spirit. My blessings will overshadow every attempt of the enemy to tear you down. Those who plan harm against you will stumble and flee. My eternal victory is assured, but you must do your part. Trust me, give me your heart. Believe in my promises and hold tightly to them. Lift your hands if you can, or simply close your eyes in stillness. Devote a moment entirely to me, letting your deepest self come to rest in my presence. First, let your spirit overflow with gratitude, sincere and unguarded thanks. Begin to count the blessings in your life. They might be big or small, visible or subtle, from the warmth of your bed to the companionship of a friend. Reflect on blessings yet to come, for faith perceives them as real even before they manifest. Thank me for the simplest gifts: breath in your lungs, moments of laughter, food on your table. If your mind tries to convince you that you have nothing to be grateful for, be grateful nonetheless, because gratitude peels away the blindfold that prevents you from seeing my constant care. Let gratitude clear your horizon of negative thoughts so you can finally appreciate how my grace has always been at work, sustaining and preserving you. In gratitude, you find reasons to keep walking every morning. In gratitude, you discover the resilience to face new challenges. Even in bitter trials, you can glean wisdom and maturity that shape your faith. So give thanks wholeheartedly. Let your words ring true and passionate. Gratitude is a powerful key that opens the doors to miracles beyond your imagining. And while your heart swells with thanksgiving, do not keep this joy to yourself. Share it with those around you, because many are smiling outwardly yet silently suffering within. They need to see the evidence of my love at work in your life to believe it might be possible for them. Share with them this miracle of love I am performing within you. Speak of how my presence has replaced your despair with a reason to live. Speak of how I have transformed your worry into confident hope. When you give my love away, I clothe you with peace, harmony, prosperity, and blessing. I remove needless debts of guilt and shame, replacing them with a fresh dawn of freedom in your spirit. Do not doubt that I am the one who heard your prayer last night. I saw how tears wet your pillow when fear gripped your heart about the uncertainties of life. In your most vulnerable state, you asked me to steady you, to strengthen you, to pour peace into your trembling spirit. Observe yourself now, awaken to a new day with renewed courage. Do you notice the shift within you? Does your heart not beat with new vigor, as if something supernatural lifted you from the pit of your anxieties? Where once you felt too weak to move forward, you now sense the power to stare down the giants that once taunted you. The fear that made your knees buckle is receding, and in its place stands a child of God, unafraid and certain of victory. Understand that this is not your own doing. It is my power manifesting in you. Embrace that power and trust that if I have guided you this far, I will continue to do so. Giants will still appear on your path, yes, but my might surpasses them all. Let your faith rise in the face of difficulties. Remember that I specialize in turning impossibilities into testimonies of triumph. With every new obstacle you face, let my truth echo in your heart. Nothing is too great for my God. As you cling to this reality, you will walk with a confidence that defies human logic. You will find solutions when none are apparent, and you will see doors open where walls once stood. This is what it means to walk in alignment with me. It is essential now to fix your gaze on me and not on the turmoil of your circumstances. When your eyes wander to the magnitude of the trials, your heart can quickly fill with fear. Instead, feed your faith with my promises. Let your mind dwell on every word I have spoken throughout the ages, a word that never fails. There is endless comfort in my presence, endless reassurance that I am more than sufficient for your every need. No matter who rises against you, no matter what storms threaten, they cannot overshadow my sovereignty. The same voice that created the heavens is speaking hope and deliverance into your life. Stand upon that promise and refuse to waver. Rise up in the strength of my Holy Spirit. March forward, knowing that no weapon formed against you will prosper. You are not weak. You are brimming with my love and my spirit. Hold on to faith because you trust in my almighty power. Remind yourself again and again. With me, all things are possible. You will overcome, for my plan is not for your destruction, but for your everlasting good. My timing is impeccable, even though you sometimes question whether I delay. I see the grand tapestry. You see only a thread. Trust that my wisdom surpasses every human limitation. I'm making a way for you even now. Behind the scenes, I'm aligning circumstances and moving pieces into place, so that when the blessing arrives, it rests perfectly in your hands without chaos or confusion. I am teaching you patience and endurance. I am molding your character so that you become refined as gold in the fire, reflecting my image more vividly. Do not rush my process, for haste can lead you astray. Lean into my rhythm, one that fosters peace rather than panic. Hold back from impulsive decisions. Consult me first. You don't need to entangle yourself with more burdens, especially financial ones. Let me guide your steps carefully, opening the right doors and closing the ones that would harm you. You have carried too much weight on your shoulders already. It is time to cut the cords of toxic obligation. Soon, my light will shine on every corner of your life, and you will feel the shackles of anxiety break. Freedom will be yours. Freedom from debt, from fear, from reliance on untrustworthy allies. Let it be just you and me in this sacred moment, forging a path that no one else can disrupt. Keep silent about some of your intentions for now. for not everyone around you understands the deeper plans I have seeded in your heart. Some may mock you because they remember your past failures. Some may be envious and try to discourage you. The time for sharing will come later. For now, guard these precious seeds of faith in the soil of your soul. I know you have tried to move ahead in the past, building dreams on sand rather than on solid ground. Those dreams crumbled under the crashing waves of trouble because they were never anchored in my eternal foundation. But this time is different. Now you understand that your strength alone is insufficient. Now you know to lean on me and trust that I will stabilize whatever you build under my direction. You will not waste your time or energy anymore. I will cause every effort guided by my hand to flourish. Even the hearts of influential individuals, friends, relatives, authorities, or employers will be moved to act favorably toward you. I will fill them with grace for you. You need not dread what people can do when your steps are grounded in my righteousness. Stay anchored in my word, because my word is healing. One utterance from my mouth is enough to banish darkness, to speak life into dead dreams, and to set you on a new course. You may feel unworthy of my favor, yet I tell you that your humility and faith have drawn me closer. I long not just to enter your home, but to dwell in your heart, inscribing my truth upon it, healing every wound that has long tormented you. Let me place my hand upon your hurts, and you will witness a restoration that only I can perform. Heaven itself reverberates with my voice. The stars obey it. The seas and winds respond to it. How much more will your body, mind, and spirit be transformed when you align yourself with me? I speak plainly because I love you and want you living free from fear, convinced that you have a bright future. When you spend time in my presence, you open the door for me to envelop you in a tangible sense of my reality. You feel my heartbeat for you, my unbreakable commitment to shield you from harm. These are the treasures I wish to give you today. Believe in them, claim them. My life-giving anointing is readily available to you through my Holy Spirit. You don't have to stay trapped in negative thoughts or resign to the consequences of past mistakes. Though you live in a world fraught with troubles, it is a world I have overcome. As my child, you too can rise above every adversity. You have my image and my promise that I am always by your side. I see that you sometimes sob for hours without fully knowing why. I know the silent storms that rage inside you, the moments when emotions blind you to my comforting presence. Let me reveal the root of that pain. Deep within, your spirit yearns for me. You miss me, even if you do not fully comprehend it. You have wandered in search of meaning, only to discover that nothing satisfies your heart's core desire like I do. I say this not to rebuke you, but to draw you near. Your best life unfolds when you remain intimately connected to me. I know sometimes you feel like your life is slipping away before you find the peace you crave. You watch relationships grow distant, you see your dreams dim, and you worry that time is running out. Yet I stand here with a spring of living water, an inexhaustible source of blessing that quenches every thirst. Dip your head, wash away the sorrow in your mind, and step into the flow of renewal that I provide. You will never thirst again because my love is an endless wellspring. Trust that the faith you have, even if it's as small as a mustard seed, reaches my heart. Your prayers are heard, and my power is unleashed to heal and save you. Invite me through your door, and I will make my home with you, bringing blessing upon every member of your family and upon you personally. Even today, I notice that your head hangs low, that your soul is weary. You feel as though you must force yourself to continue, and you question if you can bear another day. But I am inviting you to rise up with my strength. You don't need to go one more day without hope or motivation. I am not a distant father. I am not locked away behind impenetrable walls. I am right here, longing to hold your hand as you navigate each step. I have always stood near, Even when you felt alone, let me show you the paths of your own thoughts. Walk them with you and help you uncover the fears that are causing you to hesitate. Why have you lost your desire to keep going? Yes, the world can be harsh, full of people who promise friendship yet deliver betrayal. Once you greeted life with childlike wonder, eyes bright with trust, and yes, those illusions were shattered by falsehood and deceit. Your laughter faded, replaced by suspicion and heartbreak. I understand you fully, because I too walked a path where my love was met with scorn and cruelty. I know the agony of being betrayed by those you hold dear, but I ask you now to give me your bruised heart so I may mend it. Let me lead you to a place where you wear the robes of a redeemed soul, where your name is known and cherished, and where my watchful gaze rests upon you every moment. In that sacred place, like a baby bird receiving sustenance, your soul is fed and revitalized. There you see who you truly are, my beloved child, created in my image, fearfully and wonderfully made. Do not forget this truth. Even if you stumble again, you hold a secure place in my heart, a seat at my table, and no cosmic upheaval can dislodge you. Even if the heavens are shaken, you remain anchored in my everlasting love. Though you may have endured defeats and heartbreak, you are still standing. You have kept the flicker of faith alive when many would have let it die out. You decided to trust in my words, and that trust has infused you with a courage beyond human explanation. You are not easily swayed by the scorn of the enemy anymore. While he seeks to discourage you, I am equipping you with my armor. You belong to me, and I will not abandon you to the wolves. With my radiant sword, I fend off the darkness trying to entangle you. Your victory is written into my word, an unchanging document of truth. Look into the mirror of my promises and see your true reflection. You are worthy, strong, and greatly cherished. The fiercest battle often takes place in your heart, in your swirling emotions. They can twist and distort reality, telling you that you are failing when you are simply learning, convincing you that you are alone when I'm right beside you. Do not let those emotions guide you blindly. Turn them over to me and allow my perspective to shape your thoughts. Do not be alarmed by disheartening news or circumstances that seem grim. I have the final say in your life, and I incorporate every event, good or bad, into a tapestry of beauty and purpose. Even your own missteps can be repurposed for your benefit when placed in my hands. When you cling to me wholeheartedly, my redeeming power can repurpose your mistakes into lessons that fortify your faith. Mine, I don't let go. Your future is bright, and each day draws you closer to the fulfillment of the plans I've laid out for you. You might grow weary from time to time. That's normal. Trials can weigh heavily on you, sometimes obscuring your vision so thoroughly that you doubt where to put your foot next. But when the path is dark, remember that I hold your hand. My light never fails, even if you cannot see it immediately. Speak to me now from the rawest place in your heart. Affirm that you believe in my character, in my faithfulness. Tell me that you trust my arms to keep you safe. Acknowledge that I alone hold the cure for your anguish, that I alone am your shield and your refuge, your provider and your physician. In my hand, your life, your future, and your family all rest securely. See how you sense my presence in this very instant, as if I have stepped closer to you than your own breath. You have longed for me, prayed for a word from me, and now I bring you this reassurance. Let it fill you to the brim, flushing out every ounce of tension you carried from yesterday. Walk forward unafraid, for I surround you like a protective cloak. Storms and midnight noises lose their power when you trust my sovereignty. My child, do not lose your direction. No matter how loud the chaos grows around you, never let go of my hand and never allow your eyes to wander from the path of my love. Each day is an indispensable gift, a moment to fortify your faith, to bless others, to draw near to me. Leave behind the regrets and complaints of the past. They serve no purpose but to anchor you to old wounds. Let them go. Your words matter, for they reflect your inner condition. Speak words of life, kindness, and truth. Language that tears down only results in destruction, but language soaked in wisdom builds up entire families, communities, and destinies. Do not listen to the enemy's whispers, telling you that you are incapable of meaningful change, that your future is doomed, or that your destiny is despair. My child, nothing is impossible for me. Cling to this reality. No matter what arises, do not let it slip from your mind. Your life, your future, your finances, your marriage, your family, and even that hidden struggle no one else sees. I can turn it all around. Simply ask me, and I will begin the work this very day. Though it may not be easy, you are not alone. My power stands behind you, my love envelops you, and my presence goes ahead of you. Trust that the cross on which I suffered had a purpose. Your redemption. I endured the cruelest torments, the harshest scorn, with my eyes fixed on the joy set before me. The day you would recognize my sacrifice and enter into eternal communion with me. I saw every tear you would shed, every heartbreak you would carry, and I made a way for you to find release, healing, and new life. Recall that I conquered death itself. There is no defeat so final that I cannot reverse it, no ruin so complete that I cannot rebuild it. Let this conviction anchor you when the waves threaten to pull you under. A massive transformation begins in your mind as you meditate on my word. Where confusion once paralyzed you, clarity now reigns. Where depression once loomed, a resolute joy takes root. Step into this new perspective, seeing yourself as I see you, loved, forgiven, redeemed. Let my gaze dismantle every lie that has declared you worthless. Let my voice hush the echoes of condemnation. Love and forgive yourself as I love and forgive you. You may think you deserve to suffer, but I have declared you free. How can you cling to chains that I have already shattered? Step out of that prison cell of self-imposed guilt and condemnation. My love is a mighty current carrying you to horizons of hope. I want you to walk on the path of my love. So I speak to you again. Give me your heart. Let me fully inhabit the throne of your life. When you surrender that most vulnerable part of yourself, I flood you with unspeakable joy. I lift the burdens that have clung to you since childhood, the patterns of shame, trauma, and fear. I give you the resilience to conquer sins and habits that have haunted you. You know exactly what they are, and I do not condemn you for them. Instead, I empower you to break free. I have chosen you for victory. You may see yourself as ordinary, but I see extraordinary potential in a heart that trusts me. Accept the spiritual abundance I offer. It does not exalt you in worldly vanity, but it transforms you from within, radiating outward for all to see. Yes, this might be unfamiliar territory for you. Accepting heavenly blessings can feel disorienting if you have lived under a cloud of shame. But do not fear my generosity. I am shaping you for greater purposes. Many will marvel when they witness how radically I change your life. They will see a perseverance and a joy that defies logic. Your transformation will serve as a beacon of hope for those who think they are too broken, too sinful, or too damaged to ever be loved. Will you be my vessel? I invite you to say yes. Let me prove my power in you. From this day onward, I begin a powerful work inside you. I gather your family under my protective wings, saturating each heart with peace, unity, and my divine blessing. The storms that have raged will eventually recede, and you will emerge holding triumph in your hands. That victory is not just for you to boast about, but for you to testify of my grace. Even in your darkest hour, I never abandoned you. My love is unwavering. Feel it now as an undeniable warmth, a gentle current flowing through every fiber of your being. You might sense the heaviness lifting off your shoulders. You might notice a buoyancy in your step that wasn't there before. That is my life, my breath, revitalizing you. Stand tall. This is not the hour to give up, but to march forward. The storms may intensify, the wind may roar, and the waves may crash, yet I overshadow you with my wings. Remember, my beloved, I understand suffering and heartbreak at the most profound level. I was forsaken by friends, pierced by hatred. I know what it means to love completely and receive betrayal in return. I understand your tears, and I walk beside you in your agony. Allow my tenderness to assure you, you do matter to me. When tears pour from your eyes like a waterfall, when anxiety hammers in your chest, I do not point a finger of judgment. Instead, I extend my hand. Let go of all thoughts of death or helplessness. The darkness flees in the presence of my light. I infuse you with new joy, writing promises of hope into your heart. Where you once saw despair, you will now see a glimmer of possibility. Where you once doubted everything, you will experience an unshakable certainty that my word stands firm. You don't have to prove yourself to scoffers or cynics. Their negativity is not your battle. Keep moving toward the victory I have proclaimed over you. If you fear being alone, recall that you already have me, and trust that I will send the right person at the right time if companionship is what you need. You are not a forgotten soul drifting aimlessly. I am intensely interested in you, your dreams, your struggles, your entire journey. Let me reiterate, I will not be late. I arrive precisely when the moment is right. Though your patience may be tested, the result will be something far more beautiful than if you had forced it prematurely. I've heard the prayers you've whispered through tears in the dead of night. Your mind replays all your worries, finances, relationships, personal failures, exhausting you. I urge you to lay them at my feet, for my shoulders can bear all your concerns. Look at how I hold the cosmos together. Surely I can handle your situation. Where you see uncertainty, I see the final masterpiece. Where you only see a puzzle piece, I see the completed design. When anxiety tries to drown you, stand firm. When it demands your attention with 1,000 panicked thoughts, speak truth back to it. Declare that fear has no claim on you, for you belong to me, the Almighty. You will watch as those shadows retreat, leaving you free to inhale peace deeply. You are meant to live in wholeness, not in fragments of worry. My whisper reminds you in every trial that I am right beside you. Your strength does not come from your own efforts, but from my unending reservoir of grace. Remind yourself frequently, I walk in the power of God's Holy Spirit. Therefore, I cannot be defeated. You have not come this far just to surrender at the brink of breakthrough. Persevere. I speak to you today to fill your heart with courage, to teach you to wait upon me with joyful expectation rather than resigned despair. Assure your own heart that there is nothing to fear. The reins of your life are firmly in my hands. The winds of confusion will try to sweep away your memories of my faithfulness, but I rebuke them now. They must cease, for my love stands guard over you like a fortress. Answer me with your soul, who loves you more than I do. The trials you face appear daunting, but do not forget how I have consistently shown myself strong on your behalf. Yes, you have battled countless hardships. Yes, you have fought numerous fights. Yes, you have endured betrayals, heartbreaks, rejections, and illusions, but you are still here, still holding on, still breathing. This resilience is no accident. I have been the bedrock beneath your feet, fortifying you when your knees grew weak. The world may label your survival as luck or coincidence, but you know better. My hand has faithfully shielded you from utter ruin time after time. I come through this message to assure you that there is no need to be alarmed about the future. Break free from the chains of fear. Dare to dream big once again. Yes, dream with boldness and approach each challenge with the confidence that I can bring your plans to fruition if they align with my will. Think back to your earlier years. You have consistently displayed bravery, even in the face of bleak circumstances. Reflect on those times when there seemed no way out, yet you overcame. It was not luck that rescued you. It was my love, my care, my intentional hand in your life. Rest your heart now and continue trusting, even if it seems difficult to release your worries, especially when adversity knocks relentlessly. Remain steadfast. Do not let negativity worm its way into your mind, whispering that all is lost. Guard your spirit by turning down the volume of fear and turning up the volume of my promises. Before you drew your first breath, my plan for you was already in motion. I, who knit you together, have never once left you to fend for yourself. You may have felt alone or forsaken, but feelings do not alter the truth. I shield you from behind, walk beside you, and go before you, preparing victory. Dismiss the notion that sadness is your only companion. Fill your heart with the joy that comes from understanding that my grace is always present. Walk onward, eyes filled with faith, because your triumph is guaranteed in me. What I have in store for you far outweighs your most fervent dreams. I love you, my child, and in that declaration there is power and finality. No threat, no darkness, no condemnation can overturn it. Believe, O man, my beloved child. Let this message echo beyond your screen. Send it to someone hungry for comfort, desperate for direction. These words are not bound by time. They are seeds for your tomorrow. The battle is fierce, but your spirit is ready. You've been set apart, called to walk in divine strength. Never forget, you belong to something sacred and vast. You are loved without end. If your soul has been stirred, subscribe and walk with us again. Each message a step further on the path of revelation and renewal. Share this with someone seeking shelter from the storm. Let them know there is peace. Until we gather again, hold fast to truth, shine with courage, and move forward as one who is chosen. Amen.